Before I go on stage, what I want to do is just does everyone in the room know each other? How well? I've got no's and yes, so those who don't know each other, don't know the room really well, hands up. So the vast majority of you actually don't know each other. What I want you to do is 3 things I want you to find out about the other person: where they grew up, who their hero was when they grew up, and where they're going with their life. Now, that sounds like a big last one, but I'm curious what most people say. You've got 5 minutes. Go. 3 people. Okay, team, wrap it up. Wrap it up. I know it's nice to talk, team. Just wrap it up really quickly. So one of the things that I want to just share with you all, team, wrap it up. So just to give you some insight, you would have had Rowdy McLean on before. He doesn't know this because he left, but our company tagline is play a bigger game. So that was quite funny. And yes, it is called Next Level. We took the E's out because you can't copyright a word that's used in common language. So guys, I know that there's probably 3 major things that are going through your mind, and I want you to take note of these questions. Can you read them? Who are you? What can you do for me? And why should I care? And the reason I'm here is I'm just being here to serve Stephen. Stephen gave me a call and said, "Would you like to come up to Wollongong and present breakthrough for business?" And I thought, mate, yeah, of course. And I wasn't concerned about anything but, what's the core message you want me to leave with your room, your audience? Most importantly, anyone who's sitting in this room, you've committed 2 days of your week to your business. Or who here actually has a business? Hands up. It's an interesting question to have. So who here is still building their business? Hands up. Great. So you're in that phase. Who here is turning over $1 million? Yep. Turning over $1 million. Who's turning over less than $500,000? Who's not turning over anything yet? Okay, just 1? Okay, great. Because 2, 3, excellent. Why is that still awesome for this stage? Where does every idea start? Where does it start? Where's the beginning? Yeah, so we've got a number of people in the room that can follow the clues that are being left in this room. Yep. So if there's people in the room that are turning over well over $1 million, and people are just turning over under $1 million, what do you think that's happening each and every day for them? I mean, I get you guys to think, I can be here all day and teach, but there's no point if I can't get engagement from you. So my background, I'll give you some background. My background was defence. I worked in defence for under 10 years. I was an officer. And it's not about me, but I'm just going to share with you who are you and who am I. So my name's Tim, as I've been introduced. Less than 3 or 4 years ago, I left defence, and I started a business because of frustration. It wasn't like, hey, I'm going to go follow my passion. I was actually really upset and annoyed that in a world full of opportunity, why is it people aren't getting what they want in life? Why aren't they getting the results? Why are they not being able to achieve the things that matter most to them? So I'm looking at all of you going, yep, you're in Wollongong or wherever you've travelled from, Sydney or left, right, wherever it is in Australia. Every single one of you in the room today has something to offer. You have something to offer. I had zero business acumen. I went through defence, I guess you could say through osmosis and forced learnings. I picked up a lot of things in defence besides filling sandbags. What I did find was that the one thing that matters more than anything is showing how much you care and then following through on the promise you said you were going to deliver. So I started a company called Next Level on my own. Now it's grown to a team of just under 12, and we work with some of our clients, which are $500 million, all the way down to mums and dads. And people go, that sounds like a crazy kind of avatar that you work with. I went, if you look at the avatars we work with, they're all people. So that's a nice noise. What's that? That's awesome. That's like epic loud. And one of the key things is it started with an idea, and I didn't know how. So who here knows what they want and don't know how? Just doesn't know how. Like, you just don't know how. You don't care either. Do you know that I approach clients nearly 99% of the time and I'll say to them, I actually don't have all the answers and I don't know how. The one thing I will bring more than anything is certainty. That's it. Because when you don't know, what do you feel like? What do you feel? You feel lost. What's that? Fear. What else? Anxiety. Helpless. What else? Overwhelmed. What do you think that does to people around you when you go into that state? They do the same thing. They're like, oh my God, my boss is sweating. Oh my God, my boss is running. You know, the first thing we were taught as an officer is never run. Because you scare the shit out of soldiers. You see, well, think about it. You go to work. Imagine if your boss just started flogging it through the hallway. You would be like, "What is going on? What is going on?" Okay. So it's important to understand that how you move and walk around people is actually a priority. So one of the things I want you to write down is a thing called, one of our guys in our room, Nathaniel, taught me, which was called a virus check. I want you to write down what this is. A virus check is you need to be really aware of what you've done in the last 24 hours. Have you had a cigarette? Have you drunk alcohol? Have you not slept enough? Have you had an argument with somebody you love? Have you had an argument with somebody you don't give a shit about? Have you watched a movie that's not going to serve your mind? All these things in the last 24 hours will impact your decision making. So a lot of people are going, I don't really feel like I'm in the mood to execute or do things. And you need to look at the last 24 hours. You really need to look at those last 24 hours. Who's noticed that sometimes you can get to the last day of your week through Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, being today, and someone can say something quite nasty to you in that last minute. What do you say about your whole week? My whole week is shit. And you go, really? The whole week? Tell me about your whole week. Well, it actually wasn't that bad. Monday through Friday was pretty awesome. It was just that last I had an argument with somebody. So I want you to just understand this virus check, as silly as it sounds, how easy is it not to do? Like a lot of you right now, it's just being aware of what have you stuck in your body, what are you drinking, what are you eating. A lot of you are questioning yourself mentally when it has nothing to do with your mental capacity. You're all capable of doing it. It's just, did you give yourself the physical kickstart that you needed? Did you drink plenty of water? Did you get enough sleep? These are things that are critical to success. They're so easy to do that people don't do it. Now, I'm hyper critical about this because even when I came from army, you can't operate unless you look after your body. You just can't. And as a business leader, as a business group of people, you cannot expect to attract good clients or great partnerships if you do not present yourself with pride. Who would agree? Who realizes that it can be a challenge? Yeah? Does everyone get this? It's a simple thing that you don't do, but you just do the best you can because it'll attract the energies you want. So what can I do for you? I can't do a lot for you in this short period of time. One of the challenges I've got is that I'm both challenged and excited because I've only got you for 2 75-minute segments. The shortest thing I'll ever do is usually 4 hours, and it usually goes across for a couple of days. So I came in from Brisbane doing an event in the morning, which was for a client that was active, and then we won something last night, which required me to do some other work, and then as well as this morning, and then I've got you, and then I've got a flight to deliver for 2 days on the weekend. And the reason I love doing it is I took 11 days off last year in total is because I love what I do, to the point where I actually have been taught to learn how to unwind, is because I get so caught up with what I love, I forget to just calm down, stand still. But I can guarantee you one thing, having that wound up type of energy about how much you love is awesome, because you can always go this way. But when you're at this end of the spectrum and you don't actually know what makes you tick and what you love to do, it's quite a challenge, wouldn't you agree? Because who here is doing really well with what they do, but sometimes I kind of go, is this what I want? Yeah? So there's a few hands that went up. So over this next segment that I've got you for, besides speaking to you about leadership, I want you to understand one thing. I graduated from Duntroon, Military College of Australia, which is all about training leaders. Do you know what? It didn't teach me what I'm telling you. So if I come to you with paper behind my name, I've gone to the Premier Leadership College of Australia. And I'm telling you, it wasn't that gave me. Do you know what leadership is? Action. And it's in the face of fear. Courage is not a thinking thing. It is an action thing. Leadership is not a thinking thing. It's an action. So if you want to be a leader, then take action. That's what you do. Because leadership is environmentally dependent. In this space, I'll be the leader with you right now. But who's a mother here? You're a leader. Holy shit, there's a few of you. Hands up all the mums. Hands up all the dads. Wow, families. So please recognize, no, I don't. I have lots of clients, the same thing. No. Just recognize that. Do you understand that mothers and fathers is a form of leadership? Who gave you the instruction manual when they came out? Did they come out like a little IKEA manual, a little comic strip? Like just tap, burp, fart, they might vomit. So the beautiful thing is that you are showing forms of leadership, and do you always know how? No, you don't. You don't always know how. So can we just appreciate across everyone here that you've got to accept this thing called uncertainty? People who can accept the most uncertainty will be successful because you're dealing with the unknown. Yeah? What happens before the known? The unknown. What happens before certainty? Uncertainty. What happens before courage? Action. Simple things like that. Okay, and one of the things I'm going to avoid is bump up. I'm not here to pump you up. I'm here to give you a really simple framework so you can execute. I want to get rid of the complexity so that you can execute with excellence. Is everyone cool with that? So there's 3 reasons you should not be here. Okay, and I think they're really pertinent. You think you know everything. So if you think you know everything, you're screwed. You are in deep trouble. Okay. The second thing is you prefer the comfort of impossible versus the comfort of possible. So what I mean by that is if you find comfort just going, it's too hard, I can't do this, it's not worth the work and energy, you know what, I'm just going to go to beer o'clock, chill out with my mates, then just so you understand that anyone in this room that leaves this place and doesn't execute on any of the insights or knowledge you've been shared, then what you've done is just use this as an excuse why you fail. Do you know what people are like that? People who buy books and don't read it, but they said they gave it a crack. Or people who went to the gym once a week for 4 years and they thought it was going to do the work. Or people who trained really, really hard once a day in a month. So if you're not spending time daily on your thinking, on what you want to do in your creative space and putting up with that natural resistance and turmoil internally, who knows what I'm talking about? Who's kickstarted their own business has noticed the turmoil, the resistance, the pain that comes with it, and what do you tend to do when that comes up? What do we tend to do? No, we tend to dream. Yeah, we like to dream. What else? Hide. Bury your head in the sand. What else? Freak out. Yep. What else? Well, you might take action. Not everyone's like you. You might be freaking out and then just go, take action. What if I told you to stand still? I just need to go up the stage. It feels real weird. It feels really weird, actually. I don't like standing on stages. I like being with people. So, did anyone notice the difference now? Yeah, it feels fucking weird up there, sorry. I spend a lot of time at the same level talking to people. So, I want you to respect the fact that, I'm only just hit 30, and I would say that I've had a very fortunate living, but I've also lost a lot of friends, as all of you have. And I use that as a powerhouse. So one of the things I want you to call on is all the pain that you've experienced in your life, and I want you to write it all down. All the pain you've ever experienced. I'm talking about severity. I'm not talking about little things like, I kicked my foot this morning, I ran into a wall. That's funny. What I want you to do is write down all the pain that you've had in your life. Yeah. But Tim, this is a one session, okay? We're not going for a full week. I really want you to notice that there's all the gold you're looking for and the power that you're looking for in your life is sitting with all that pain. Oh yeah, big time. You won't find a lot with the pleasure stuff because that's very short-term, moment-to-moment. That's what we call success. Success is just a flagpole in your timeline that says, look what I did. But what about the journey that got you there? Like what Rowdy shared about the mountain climbing. Jesus, what about his father? That was crazy. I mean, that's amazing. I mean, besides highlighting this, I want you to understand that even if you haven't started a business, you've got the pain of the unknown. Guess what everyone else has got? The pain of the unknown. Solve that, and you'll have 1,000 people buying from you tomorrow. Yep. What if you've got the pain of not knowing how to break $1 million? Figure it out. And then there'll be a whole bunch of people trying to get to you. People who want to be leader. Leadership's an action. You know that now. Show it and you'll see what you come up with. And then people will start to follow you. So in the world, there is no shortage of opportunity in the world we have today. There is absolutely no shortage. Zero. You come up, every single person in this room has either a business or has started one and has ideas that provide a solution. So what I want you to get is that I want you to be comfortable with what is possible, which is not always comfortable, correct? So get comfort with discomfort. The other thing is a lot of people like to just push away and go, it's just too hard. Now, what if I told you that was, correction, I'm not going to even correct it, it's bullshit to begin with. You're letting your biology kick in. Does everyone here understand that your body, how long do you reckon that took to design? I'm not talking your time. Whose nose is that? Is that your mum or your dad's? Whose eyes are those? What side of your family? Where's that hair come from? Yep. Where does that mad jaw and beard come from? Yeah. Where does that smile come from? It's not yours. The body was handed down. It was given to you. It was built in a warm furnace. Okay? But guess whose brain is your brain? It's your brain. You develop it, you build it, just like your body, but there are certain elements of your body that weren't given, they were given to you through a series of events. So all I want you to respect and appreciate is every single person in this room is completely different. Okay? But what do we all want? What's that? Sex? No. I was like, she went there. Yeah, the same thing. What's the same thing? It's actually a number of things. I've said one thing, but it's going to be these three things. Do you know what they are? Happiness is one of them. I'll give you the three things. It's a sense of significance. One, they need to feel special. Every single one of you here today has got a narrative going on in your head that you're the type of person that commits to a 2-day business course. That makes you feel special, or you wouldn't have done it. Guaranteed. You reckon I'm wearing a jacket just so I look good? Makes me feel special. Because I wear a candy-looking jacket. Yeah? I like to make fun of my white skin and red hair because it makes me feel special. 2, we need a sense of belonging. You all belong to a group of people, correct? That's why you have maroons versus the blues. When you tell them, what? What happens when you tell someone who wait, I'm going to find out whose teams, what teams in this room? Blues, hands up. Maroons, hands up. 0 shits given, hands up. Yep, good. So notice, but you take sides, and it gives you a sense of belonging. I just want you to understand that I'm not trying to teach you this, I'm just giving you the understanding of it. And the ultimate one is contribution. Notice the amount of times that people have passed away on their deathbed and go, have I made a difference? Did I give something to this world? Man, okay, so let's think about this. If that's what people are saying as they're exiting, why don't we think about that daily? Why wait? Okay? Why wait? You all have some sort of magic to bring in whatever business function. So I may sound airy fair at the moment, but I'm also ex-military, but I'm now working with mining companies. I work specifically with directors because I like to help them break through what they want so they can play a bigger game and achieve. But just so you know, guess what a CEO or a director is? Just a guy or a girl who is a father or who is a partner, who is a man or a woman with dreams and desires of their own. Once you start getting rid of the labels, you realize just how hard you can go and serve people. If you really believe in what you're building, you'll fight for it. Isn't that fair? So the last one is, you shouldn't be if you don't like me. So if you don't like me, I'm sorry. There's an exit there, I think. And you can leave anytime you want. And I've had people do it, which is great because I don't work with them. So story. I'm not here to tell you about mine. We can connect whenever you ever choose to. But just as a little game, I want you to write down, if your life was a book, what would be the title of it? Write it down. What would be your title? Write it down. You can write Lost as Fuck if you like, I don't mind. Hey, I'd pick that book up and read it any day. It's actually really cool to see what people write. What did you write? The Mad Vet. Would you buy it? The Mad Vet, yeah. It'd be interesting. What did you write? My hand's off. What was yours? Don't tell me I can't. And what was yours? Empowered Woman. Yours? Titanium? Madness and Mayhem. What was yours, mate? Lost as Fuck? Oh, wow. That's great. That's great. What was yours? Strength and Narrow? Oh, Straight and Narrow. Sorry. I didn't hear properly. What was yours? Extremes. And what was yours, mate? 25 hours. Guys, how cool is that? Like, if you think about their titles, it tells you a lot about the person. Like, how much more depth have you now got? Just literally, I don't want to spend time doing activities because I've only got you for such a short period of time. So just quickly in your groups, just share what your titles were, just in your tables, and just get curious why they called it that title. That's it. Give you 2 to 3 minutes max. Speed. Pretend you're all on coffee. What's everyone discovering? Oh, come on, don't all come at me at once. What's this table discovering? What was yours? Control Alt Delete. Awesome. And what was yours? Oh man, some of these are great titles. So look, it was just pure activity, so you can start to appreciate who's sitting at your table. One of the things I was taught very early when I first started was that you actually know everyone you need to know, you just haven't spoken to them yet. And it's quite frustrating when you actually realize that's the truth. It's not 6 degrees of separation anymore. With the technology you've got, it's one. It's one. You're only one conversation away from the person you want to meet. So one of the things I want you to be aware of is when you guys move into business, now we've all, now just repeat after, just share with me again what I've shared with you this morning. This afternoon. What is leadership? What is it? It's action. So I'm just gonna teach you something because a lot of you won't like me for this, and that's okay because I'm not here to be liked. I'm here to get results. What is leadership? What's everyone doing though when I ask you? Fucking nothing. You're just like, what's leadership? I don't want to get it wrong, but I've told you the answer. That's it. It's action. It's action. Even if you feel like an arse clown, who cares? Because when people are pointing at you, laughing and throwing stones, there'll be somebody in the crowd you'll inspire. Does everyone get this? You will inspire somebody. There's no matter what you do, there are haters. There are always going to be detractors, people who want to cut you at the knees, and the things in the day is they will make you stronger. They will make you stronger. They will actually help you rise because they will expose flaws and weaknesses within yourself that you can bolster. So when someone gave me shit, I just started loving it. I am white as mud. I am white. I am so white. I am whiter than your shirt. And I have red hair. So I would usually crack that joke. What I started to learn was when I went to meetings with men twice my age, 2, 4, 5, 10 times the income, who have been on the planet 5 times longer, I would say, I don't know everything. I'm only probably the same age of your son. And I'm going to tell you what to do. Because I don't have all the answers, but I've got some ideas that will help this company move you forward. And because you're an open kind of guy, I'm going to share it with you. And it would just be, I would blatantly tell them all the things they're thinking. So if you do that in conversation, they can't do anything to you. You've disarmed them. So they have to listen, and they actually acknowledge it. So I used to be very overweight. I used to be I used to be huge, mate, huge. Trust me, my sister's using me shit, and that's not a good thing. So there you go, here Tim, here's your bra. I was like, thanks. So, and I used to say, when I met a girl, I'd say, I know I'm very overweight, but I'd like to take you out. Instantaneously, what does a female want to do? Oh, fuck. All right, nothing wrong with this. Because, yes, well I didn't have that then. Dink. I didn't even know. I didn't know that's so bad. I didn't even know that stuff. So one of the things I want to understand here is that in Mother Nature, on the side here, it's got achievement, if you can't read it, and time. Achievement over time. There's only one of two things that can occur. What is it? What are you guys interpreting this as? Up or down? Mother Nature has this built into itself. Anyone seen a black polar bear? Now, there'll be some smartass in the crowd who go, who's the smartass in the crowd? Please teach me about polar bears and their real skin color and reflection and transparency. Cool. Now, take that and throw it away. Who's seen a black polar bear? No one. Why? What happened? Snow? Died out, got shot. I didn't do it. What happened? They didn't adapt. They did not adapt. Now let's go something more realistic. Who remembers Video Easy? Who remembers? Yeah, we still have one. So they're still holding on with claw eagles. So it's Video Easy. What happened? What about Kodak? Now these are big groups, but people have this idea. When you're a big organization or a big business, how do you feel? You feel powerful and vulnerable. There's nothing that can stop you. The bigger you are, the harder you fall. So as a small business collective, all of you, I want to share with you just a couple of things that you have which are the one-up in big business in so many ways. If you're not turning over more than 10 million, you're in a great place because you have the ability to be agile, think fast, creative, adapt to change, read the play, and who's got a team more than 10? You got a team more than 10? Damn, how big's your team? 11, 14, 15? Yeah, so it's a decent sized team. What's it like managing that many people? Busy, can be busy, hectic, nightmare, headache. It's fun, yeah? What's your business? Oh, wow. Yeah, how long has it been around? Yeah. 7 years? That's awesome. Yeah, so you've got personality profiles and differences, different ways of communicating, and it doesn't matter how many books you read, what matters is that you actually engage with the person and get to know them. So the key knowledge in anything you do is what? Execute. Apply immediately. Take action. The worst thing that can happen is when I communicate with him is I screw it up and go, well, I feel like an idiot. And then I've learned how to approach him next time. But what if he's my ultimate buyer? And I just haven't learned his language, and I've been using the wrong words, and I haven't connected with him because I think I know best. Where do you reckon that'll get you? Nowhere. You get you in the wrong spot. So this natural split test that we go through in business is about understanding that you can only go one of two ways over time. Each of you will know through your own behaviors, use of time, and focus where you're going to end up. I like to play this game called visual imprintation. Okay, everyone look at the diagram. Everyone look at it. I'm going to ask you one question. Where do you think you're going? Whose brain instantly highlighted or put a dot somewhere? Yep. Where did yours put your dot? About there? Okay, awesome. Who else? Where did you put yours? There. Awesome. Anyone down here? Yep. Who said yes? Are we in a paradox now? So yes, no. So you're going up then down. A bit like this? Okay. The reason I've done this is because what we've done over time is we've tracked the different types of people out there, and this one here, you get these freaks. Get information, what do? They just execute. They just go do it. They don't screw around. It's Friday. They're already doing it before they get home. They're in the car, or they get an Uber and they leave their car in the car park because they want to utilize the time getting home. That's what people do. They just execute relentlessly. Then you got people that these gold lines here over time, they just grow into it. And some of you, just because it takes time is not a bad thing. Some of you will get this quickly. Some of you will get it slowly. What matters is that you started and you stayed consistent. Okay? Over time, you get these people who think they know everything or they don't want to change. This is what happens. They fall, and they fall real hard. And they use it as an excuse. Who's ever met these types of people? Bless you. Well, they'll tell you, I used to run a business. Used to. Okay? So there's these. What I want you to understand is that success leaves clues, but so does failure. Yeah? That's exactly right. So one of the things I just want you to be wary of is with the very limited time we've got, I'm going to ask you to take some serious notes over the next few slides. This is just to get you thinking differently. Bless you again. You're allergic to my bullshit. So what is a bigger game contextually? So thank you, Rowdy, for my lead-in. Because playing a bigger game, so with Next Level, we only work with two types of people, and that was why I said yes to Stephen. Because I could have easily said no. 2 days away from work is a big no for me, but I really, really like Stephen. And I didn't actually know him that well, but I didn't need to. I just trawled through his Facebook. I've kept tabs on him. He executed far quicker than I did because I was in the army still, and I watched him grow, and I thought, man, what a cool guy, you know. And he's going out there. He's focusing on service. Bang, instant value alignment. That's all I need to know is that he had a community of people he wanted served, and that's all I needed to say yes to. I went, of course, man. You tell me what you want, and I've stayed very, self-reliant to the point where I packed all my food for 2 days. Didn't need the hotel. I just try to keep as minimalistic for him so that he could focus on doing what he does best, which is set up these venues to give you the best possible education you can get. Wouldn't you agree? No, you bet, man. So it's really important that, yes, people go, but that's ingrained in you in the army. I went, no, who's met army guys who don't give a shit about service? So it has nothing to do with my military experience. It had everything to do with where I put my heart. And all of you have got one, and it's worth connecting with you. Now, but if you don't want to help other people, then I won't get along with you, because it just stops with you. That's useless to me, because then you've got no network. I can't serve. So playing a bigger game contextually for me is so that I can play a bigger game and achieve. And how I did that was I built a whole business and lifestyle around building my life around people. People are the greatest portfolios you will ever invest in. Please get that. Bet on people, not the business. Okay? Businesses are just shells. Okay? Take people out of the picture, they're gone. Okay? Put them back in, the business starts to operate again. People are the most important component. They are not assets, though. Okay? People are not an asset, because I can't sell you to another business. Okay? So contextually, what I want you to get clear with is, what do you want? Okay? That's a vision. You need to know the distinction. A vision is a what, not a why. Okay? Do you want me to explain what that is? So a vision is the thing that you cannot see that you're moving towards. Okay? That you remind yourself of every day. It's what you get up for. It's what you can see and hear that you're going towards in your life. Be it business, personal, professional, it doesn't matter. It can be a combination of all of them. But what needs to be unique about your vision is that it must include others. If it only includes you, you're screwed. You will be that person that makes their 10 to 20 to 100 million. You'll sell out, you'll exit your company, whatever you do, or you'll start a small business and sell it for $200,000 or $500,000. You'll cash up and you'll be like, now what? The rest of the world will keep spinning and not care. Okay? So what your opportunity is when you build your vision, include people. How is it impacting the world? How is it impacting Wollongong? Just start small. Every business does. Just start at ground level. Who are the first 10 people you want to win? Who are the next 100 people you want to win? Who are the next 1,000? Work on that. Go get 10,000 likes on Facebook all you want. Did they convert? I had no marketing in our business for 2 years. Zero marketing. It was all word of mouth. We have 360 members, from small business through to corporate. Just because I gave a fuck. And I'm using language because I need to emphasize the word that follows it, yeah? Like, you look fucking fabulous. You can use words. So contextually, what is your context? Now, some of you are going, oh, I don't know, or you don't care. Fine. I look forward to meeting you in 10 years if you're still here, and where you are, and what you leave behind, and what you help others achieve. Because who here has children? Again, hands up, all those who have children. How nice is it to watch a little person grow? Yeah? Well, what is it like when you get feedback from a client that tells you how much you've helped them? You get one good bit of feedback in a whole week, your whole week is like, God, my week was the best. You could have been kicked in the gut every single day until Friday, and on that last minute someone said, thanks for helping me, dude. You would have been like, best week ever. So this is inbuilt system in us to serve each other, to help each other. You've all got an ability to do this. So contextually, what I'm getting at is, when you get clear with what you want, the how will reveal itself. The more specific you get with what you want in your life, the how will reveal itself. Does that make sense? Because if you get really specific around what you want to do, the vision of where you want to go, the little yellow brick road can be reverse engineered backwards. And yes, there will be gaps. Totally normal, yes? Totally normal not to know. But you're a leader. You can accept the unknown. You approach the unknown with excitement. So why bother? I think we've already covered that. Because when you step up, what do you do to everyone else? But if you're a leader, you can't wait for another leader. You have to lead. And then you'll inspire other people to follow you. I mean, I'm only into my third year of business. And I mean, what's his name? Dave. Dave walked out and Dave went, oh man, how are you doing? We were having breakfast together and I was talking and I said, mate, he goes, how are you doing all this, Tim, already? And I went, Dave, you're doing it in your way. Like, you're doing it in your way, mate. I said, what annoyed me was I saw consultants and I saw trainers and mentors and leadership coaches that would just sell you more pipe. And I went, wait a minute, isn't our duty of care to bring the light forward? Isn't it to show them the way to how to play a bigger game, not sell them more pipe and take them away from it? I said, mate, the only reason I did it was I went and listened to all these consultants and Bain and all these big guys that would make 100,000 a year, and I listened to them and went, wait. Even after you talk and you tell me a big strategy and all the waffle, there still needs to be one thing done. Execute. And all the shit you've shared is so complex, no one in this room is going to execute. They're going to be forced to hire you to do it, which is not replicatable, which is stupid, which means you're building a system of reliance. So the best way to find out if you've got a good bird training system is what? Birds fly. Not a big fucking cage full of birds. Does it make sense? It's ridiculous that that's how most businesses hold. They want to hold the client a long time. You can hold a client with an open hand because they'll go away and they'll come back. It's the same thing I was having with Stephen this morning. I said, Stephen, the My Academy thing is brilliant. I said, we don't do that. And by looking at it, I'm going, I don't want to do it. It's taken him 2 years to build it. I went, mate, I'll just learn more about it, then I can just push my clients towards you because it's in my best interest to serve the client. The minute that you think that you're pushing business to someone and you get scarcity, it's because you still don't know what the fuck you do. Because you're too scared about your next sale. The business could go under tomorrow for us and I could walk out of here and go do it again 3 times faster because I know the system now. I have confidence and clarity, but there's still points that I'm still not confident. And you know what you do when you step into the unknown? Step into it. See what I did then? I went like this. That's it. What happens to most people is they stand on this side of certainty and they start telling them stories, they let their brain go on and on and on. Your brain is hardwired to find patterns. Yeah? It is designed to keep you safe. You need to really respect this. Your brain is not telling you, hey man, you can be great. It's going, dude, don't listen to this redhead. He will fuck you up. He's going to make you spend money, and it may not come back, and your dream may fail. Don't do that shit. Walk away. Tell him to fuck off right now. Okay? That's what's going to happen. But then I say, okay, stop thinking with your head and think with your heart. What does your heart want? And people go, I might see that little bit of well up. Now get both of them to work together. The ultimate synergy is getting the childlike curiosity that every single person in this room has. Who here was once a child? I'm always waiting out. Who here was once a child? No, you just came out, bald head, ready to go. No, every single person here was once a child, and you had that creative talent, that wonder, that curiosity. Then you got a little bit older, and all of a sudden the world got systemized and boxed in and structured. It's not that that's a bad thing. It's the combination of the two that when you bring them together, that you can take wonder and adult responsibility and smash them together. That is mastery. Okay? It's being able to take the unknown and create magic in it. And even when it fails, you go, oh well, who remembers the spaghetti castle test they ran? Does anyone know about it? Damn, there was a spaghetti game. I would love to run with you guys. Steve, you would have to do it in this room. It would be so cool. The spaghetti game is a bunch of engineers got together and they designed this construct made of spaghetti. You had to get a marshmallow to the top as tall as you could. Some of you know about this. It's awesome, isn't it? And they tested this across, I just think, I could be wrong, could be exaggerating, but don't let the truth get in front of a good story. So they had about 500 different people they tested this with, and long story short, when they summarized it, guess who was the best at building spaghetti towers? Children. Because, the only people that beat them were engineers, which is a fucking good thing, because you'd want them to. Like, these people are building our world. So the engineers got on with it because they knew exactly what to do because they understood all the stuff. But these guys have spent 20 to 30 years in their skills of mastery doing this, you know. Children got onto it because they didn't argue about who was going to be CEO of Spaghetti Corp. They didn't say, you're going to be the CFO, you're going to be the CTO, and you're in charge of the other shit. They didn't do that. They just got into it. And when there was a child that was excluded, guess what they did? One of the kids would go over and go, come on, come in. And the kid would be like, and join in. So they're in natural inclusion. So all the stuff they're teaching today are all the shit that kids do. Like new science reveals that inclusion increases engagement. Have you not seen a playground? They're doing it every day, and they didn't read anything. It's kind of natural. So what I'm getting at is, it's all on me good telling you this, but you need to work out how to get into your creative frame. And I don't care if you look like an idiot. Get crayons. Just do something different. Don't use lined paper. Try, maybe for you, I don't know, but try not typing. Try just using a pen. Turn your page upside down. Just do something that feels fucking different. Because your brain goes, whoa, what are you doing? You've just changed the rules on me. And guess what it does? It adapts. Does it make sense? So, what do you want is the most important question you can answer. But I can help you drastically with getting what you want real quick. And you know what that is? Who knows Zig Ziglar? Okay, if anyone in this room is feeling stuck, the trick to recognize is that you are still thinking about yourself. Yep. You're still thinking about yourself. If you're getting emotionally stuck or professionally stuck, it's because you are still thinking about yourself. That is why you get stuck. Mother Nature goes, oh yeah, selfish, let's just hold on to you. You'll get the picture. And people go, oh fuck. And they just sit there and they boil over, and then the kettle will boil over. So it's just a feedback loop, but the body can't tell you, hey, I'm just holding you still until you start thinking of others. It doesn't talk to you like that. It gives you off these weird symptoms like anxiety, depression, fear, unknown. It's trying to do that all to you to get you to move and forget about what you're trying to do and try and help someone else. If you want to get what you want, go help lots of other people get what they want. Go figure out what you can give away 10 times to get one thing in return. Man, that's all I did. Zero business. Today I've studied a lot of business, but I haven't done any formal training. None, because I make things simple. Because if you're trying to make things complex, it's you justifying your existence. Stop it. Make it simple so people can go, thank you for the lollipop. Not, you have to go up this fucking mountain, talk to a Sherpa, stand on one leg, eat this cheese, and wait for the moon to go this way. Okay? So, what I want you to do is get clear with where you are today. Who knows the map analogy? So if I don't have any paper, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw it up here, okay? I'm going to draw a box. Everyone sees the box. Yep. What color is the box? Fuck, everyone just gave it. I know, how funny is that? I just wanted to see what everyone does. So if I click my finger, you'll notice it disappears. Yep. Oh, it's gone. Now I click it again and come back. Now what I want you to do is notice that down the bottom left of the square, there is a letter A, which represents where you are today. A. Where you are today. What you want to do is recognize that where you are today and where you are here in this moment is exactly where you need to be to move to point B. Now that sounds like real corny Eckhart Tolle secret shit, okay? It's not. You are here today. You need to recognize that all your problems, all your challenges, all the resistance, all the pain, all the obstacles that stand in your way are exactly the things you need to move forward, or you wouldn't bloody have them. Now, someone else can call it, hey, but you don't have this problem. I go, no, I don't. You do. That's your fucking problem, not mine. Because there was once a time where I was sitting on deployment and I'd lost friends and I didn't know what to do and I hated it and blah, 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 sad story. And then I realized I'm the narrative. I'm the one writing my book. I'm the one in charge. No one wrote my fucking life except for me. When you recognize that, you'll start to realize that you're the one that the pen. Yeah? And when you acknowledge everything in your life, the good, the bad, the ugly, all this power will come rushing back to you. I was actually going to give you a bit more business talk, but I've gone all fully fucking whoa. Okay? But I guess this is the stuff that's really important. Like, I can teach you all the tactics under the sun. And one of my favorite Sun Tzu quotes is, strategy without tactics is the slowest way to victory. But tactics with no strategy is the noise before defeat. So you can know what to do. Oh, fuck yeah, I know to do all this, I know to do that. And then a week's time, you're like, oh, shit, I don't know what to do. Whereas I can leave you in a void, which is you'll be like, I don't know exactly what to do. I go, figure it out. What you've just given yourself is the opportunity to come up with a strategy and an immediate tactic to take action. Does this make sense? It sounds like, but I'm like, I want you to be in an uncomfortable space. Because if you're in that uncomfortable space, you're forced to think differently. People go, but how long? I go, I don't know. How long does it take for a seed to crack its shell? You know, how long does it take for the plant to even break the surface of the ground? How long does it take a tree to grow to a point where its canopy can reach the sun? What's the whole point in that whole process? So what I want you to get is, if you don't start, you don't get there. Just start. At least if you start running the wrong damn way, you go, oh shit, I'm running the wrong way. And then you can turn around and run back, and all your friends go, oh look, see, you fuckhead, you ran the wrong way. And then you pass them. And they go, fuck, he knows something I don't. And you go, damn right. Instead of talking, you start running. Okay? So this whole map analogy, I want you to get really clear with where you are today. And Steve, how much time have I got? Okay, can I ask a question to the room? Can I ask a question to the room? Dickhead, me. So what I want to do is, I don't have you for very long. Can I keep you here? Or do you need to go do number 1s, 2s, and 3s? Everyone's like, what's a 3? That's always my favorite. What's 1, 2, and 3? So I'm like, what's a 3? I've never heard that one. Oh, I'm not telling you. Okay, so can I hold you? Do you need to have a break? Anyone need to have a break? Please feel free to go, but don't be disruptive because I will throw this at you. Okay, so what I want to give you are the 6 triggers. These are 6 things, if you pull one of them, just one, your whole life will change. Okay? You pull one of these 6. What I love about what I do is utility. I can't talk to a bunch of soldiers and give them a big aspirational plan and mission if they don't know where to start. They go, oh, great, sir, so exciting, we're going to do this thing, but what the fuck are we actually doing? Okay, so what I want you to do is understand that no matter what you're doing, what you want to offer, or what you want to create, we'll talk later, I'll get you, is that these 6 triggers, you pull any one of these 6, that your life will change, your business will change. So the 6 triggers are clarity, focus, self-awareness, inner critic, creativity, and finances. So what do I mean by pulling one of these? All of you will feel naturally inclined to hone in on one. Yeah, everyone's like finances. Okay, so everyone will naturally be inclined to hone in on one of these. So just this table, which ones? You're like, I just can't read it. Oh, damn. Positioning. Yeah, creativity. Good on you. I did like what she said. She goes, I can't fucking read it. I'll just move then. That works. That's great. So this table, which one are you naturally drawn to, mate? Clarity. What was yours? Self-awareness. What was yours? Focus. What's yours? Creativity. What was yours? Inner critic. Yeah, that motherfucker. Took me ages to kick its ass. Clarity. Focus. Yours? Focus. Focus, yep. Self-awareness. Awesome. This table, just someone? Ooh. Aligned. Okay, so what I'm going to explain really quickly is that when we talk about 6 triggers and you pull one, there are multiple ways. Stephen, I will get you the document for this so that everyone can have it. It's a huge document we wrote for our community, but I'll give it to Steve, and then Steve can give it to all of you, okay? Yeah, but the purpose of it is that there's 4 ways of getting into every single one of these. And what we did in our community is we looked at which were the ones were most prominent. And what we found was when we had a client that didn't know what they were doing, she got clear with clarity. But when she got clear with clarity, her focus increased. And then her inner critic came out. But then we helped to get rid of her inner critic, clarity increased. So when these triggers get pulled, we're not trying to say do all of them. You're not trying to master all of them. This is a journey. It's like your shoes will wear out after wearing them a lot. You know, you need to replace your socks, you need to replace your clothes, you need to shower. These are certain steps that are just different. Don't try and isolate them, okay? It's not about can you read them? Oh, don't tell anyone. So, see, a lot of the time, I want you to please respect that people go, I need to work on my finances. It actually may not be finances. It actually may be creativity. Because magic is in the numbers. It's like, people go, when I say you've got a green bank balance, I'm like, you need to be worried. They go, what? I'm like, if it's red, great. Because you got to get creative as fuck. Yeah? So what you want to do is when you see green, you see red. Yeah? So what do you do when you see red? You see green. So you should always be on top. But if you do it the other way around, you do red, you just die. Have you seen those little cartoons with the birds with the cross in their eyes? No? Oh, I always see that in my head, don't worry. So creativity, now the thing is, a lot of people here have amazing creative talent, but they go, I'm not a creative. And it's not creative in a traditional marketing or designing sense. Every single one of you has the ability to be creative. Like what are you eating for dinner? I don't know. Might have sushi, might have spaghetti, might have both. Like, just that alone, people go, that can't be creativity. I'm like, okay then, you tell me what creativity is, and let's see whose works. Because creativity is a function of what? Of taking the unknown, taking what you know, and putting it together. And making something. Like me baking, not good, but I'm getting better. I get really creative. I see what I want, and then I make it, and it doesn't fucking match. I go, Kirsten, what did I do wrong? She goes, you're in the kitchen. So I'm like, okay. So, but I see my inner critic could kick in. I go, oh, maybe I'm not that good at it. I go, okay, I'm having fun. Simple change. When it comes to self-awareness, now, self-awareness, we've all started this. You've all started self-awareness, yeah? In some shape, way, manner, or form, just being here. I mean, listening to the shit coming out of my mouth, you're definitely going to get self-aware, okay? Because I won't usually let people off the hook. I'll get to know you, I'm going to hone on you, I'm going to get to know you better, and make sure I serve Stephen. So if I can help you guys rock, I help Stephen rock. That makes sense? I help Stephen rock, I help you rock. So it's a win-win. And the beautiful thing about what I do is I have absolutely nothing to offer you guys. That's why I found it very curious. People put their prices and stuff at the end of the show. I just go, to me, don't like it. I have nothing to offer you because I only offer face-to-face training. That's it. I like face-to-face, so I can touch you, strangle you, grab you. All good, mate. I'll fly to Brisbane one day. Okay? So that's why it was so nice to come in to see Stephen in the cargo hold. Yeah, free trip. So one of the things is I want you to understand is that, who are the communities you would love to serve, and you'll do it willingly. So these 6 triggers, take them down. Normally we take 4 hours just to unpack that with our room and take them through it, because we know that if you pull one of them, you're done for a whole month. You'll be boom, boom, boom. Because if you can get focus, and you know exactly what triggers your focus, you're in flow. If you know exactly how to shut down your inner critic, all the other ones wire up. If you know how to get really creative, man, your finances go through the roof. Yeah? If you get clarity, like this young man, what was your name? Jamie. So if Jamie gets clarity, how old are you, Jamie? Damn. I'm so sorry, I've been swearing my nut off. Oh well. All these new words you've learned. So the thing is, if he gets clarity at 16, I can tell you one thing at 16, all I can tell you, between 16 and 20, just don't hang around dickheads. My word of warning. That is the only thing. Hang around really smart people like these guys, you'll be good. You'll be really good. Like really good. I can't even emphasize that enough. Like biblically I need to tell you that. Okay? So clarity for him at 16 would just be getting around the right people. Maybe that is his clarity. Okay? This is why I say to people, understanding the little distinction here is that every single one of you has these. It's just, are you operating the one that gets you there? And you will find it. Okay, I'm not going to give it to you straight away. Some of you will notice it's yours. But today is just about giving you some of the tools that you can start harnessing and using right now, today, for you. And I'll explain why it is so important that we work focused on you, because where everything starts and ends is where? You. It starts and ends with you. So, is everyone okay? Everyone just stand up real quick. Just stand up, yeah. Everyone stand up. Just as a... Actually, you know what? Can you guys just take a 5-minute break? Just take a 5-minute break. Yeah, you're all doing really well. Just take a 5-minute break. Yeah, 5 minutes. Not fucking 10. 5. 5 minutes, come back. What are you each learning? Obviously, you can just say a lot, but what are you learning? Like, what's your learning? Because when someone else shares their learning, guess what everyone else gets to hear? Another valuable insight. So, someone said something before? You're getting clarity. How so? The whole 2 days. Yeah. And your next flow might be getting into creativity. So once you get clarity, because remember, listening to what she's saying the word clarity. What does that actually mean? What she's actually saying to you in a really short statement is that what is in her mind is becoming clear, which means she sees a picture. Does everyone get this? Which means if she sees a picture, it's got shapes, sizes, colours, and all that sort of stuff. Which means, yeah. Oh man, this next segment's gonna fucking rock someone. That's awesome. Thank you for sharing. No, that's really good. And what Stephen said is, guys, really important to know that leadership is also doing the thing you don't want to do when you know you have to do it. Like, so if you go out today and you're like, oh, Friday knockoff, if you've got 2 or 3 hours in the evening you could use, guess what you need to do? Oh, but Tim, we can't be like you. Then don't. Be like you and see what happens. Because I'm not being me, I'm being what's required to serve my community. That's it. Does it make sense? So when you recognize that who you are is only a default behavior you're running in order to overcome an obstacle environment, you're not. Can everyone hear me? Good. I actually don't remember. That's the really annoying thing about the speaking. I have no script, I have structure. So I can't remember what I just fucking said. So one of the things is when everyone here has a default behavior that they're going to have to dominate. Okay? So everyone here, this comfortable thing, you have to get that is your brain trying to conserve energy. It's trying to run a pattern so that you're running off energy. Because remember, you have to respect, and I'm sorry if anyone's really religious, I'm going there. If anyone believes the world's 6,000 years old, I'm going to have to bust your bubble on it. It's 300,000 years, your body. Okay? We have not changed. For nearly 50,000 years, our system has not much changed in 50,000 years. 300,000 years, as far as we can record, we were hunters and gatherers, which means we were active, we moved around, we had to recognize, we were in a constant survival state. Instead of being the strongest and fastest, we had to learn how to be in an environment for long periods of times and notice the distinctions so that we could see when the weather changed, when did animals move, when your monkey came down to steal your bag of nuts, like things like that. But what's happened in the last 2% of that 300,000 years is what? We've seen the science revolution, the industrial age. We've just gone like this. But you have to remember, we're all thinking differently, but guess what hasn't changed? A lot of our biology. So when you're trying to go and build your dream, guess what your body's trying to do to you sometimes? Whoa. What are you doing? Stop. And you're going, oh, what is this fear? This guy, you're my favorite human being today. And because you're trying to go do something, but biology's going, what are you doing? You could get killed. You could be eaten. You'll be late to work. The paper will eat you. There's no saber tooth anymore. So I just really want you to get this, because even when I was in the army, this was internal stuff that we all have to battle, but we get forced to move. So you have to encounter your fear quickly, and guess what happens when you do? You go, oh, that wasn't too bad. It was all in my head. And you go, no shit. It was all in your mind. So you'll only figure that out when you move through it, though. So understand that, yes, it's difficult, that you're going to have a natural resistance to all the things. The one thing that I worked out that I loved was where you feel most resistance is the right way. It's not that you're doing it the hard way. It's just wherever you feel there's this natural resistance to where you want to move in life is usually the direction you must move in. Okay, there was a famous quote by Marcus Aurelius, what impedes the way is the way, or the obstacle is the way, so to say. Excellent quote. 2,000 years old, for God's sake. Okay? So this first step or first jump, you're going to see, what have you got? This is an energy cycle. What does the first one say? Clarity. You get clarity, what's the next thing? You're like, if I get clarity, no. What do you feel? So all of you are feeling a level of confidence. Some of you may not, but some of you are going, yeah, I feel confident because I got clarity, I'm feeling confident, and I reckon I can conquer anything. Okay? Now, there's 3 other things that if you do not put in place, that ain't happening. You'll just keep looping around clarity. The second one is challenge. Here we go, what do you mean? The challenge. What is the challenge you have been avoiding for the last couple of days, weeks, or months that you still haven't stepped into? Write it down. What is the number one challenge you are facing today? And it is not Netflix. Because you can just cancel that shit. Okay? Trust me, it's not going anywhere. Go borrow your friend's account. Okay? So what is the number one challenge you need to approach? What's that challenge in your business or in your... And by the way, it's not business or personal, it's both. Because you're both. You're both ends of the spectrum. You are both your professional sphere and your personal sphere. So whatever you do in your personal life impacts your professional life. Whatever you do in your professional life impacts your personal life. Why? Because you're in both of them. Okay? So when you move through clarity, you're going to hit your first brick wall, which is challenge. What is that challenge you need to bust through? Okay? It's the challenge that you usually avoid out of fear. Notice what I'm saying? The challenge is, how do you get yourself out there for you? Yeah? How do we get you out there? Now, you might go, oh, fuck, I can't do it. Aha, that's okay. I'm going to show you something in the next few slides which will reveal how. That bit there is challenge. If you avoid the challenge, guess where you go? Back. You go look for another shiny thing, you start looking for the next course, you start looking for the next book to read, and you don't actually do. Now, if you do step through your challenge, guess what you feel? Confident. You actually feel the confidence that you once had sitting in this room. You go from thinking about confidence and going, fuck, that feels good, to actually getting through the challenge and going, holy crap, that does feel good. That feels amazing. So you learn how to execute. Now the next one is control. You'll get through this challenge. This is internal, not external. This is a completely internal journey. What will happen is you'll get clarity, you'll find the challenge, you'll feel confident moving into it, and then you'll have a sense of loss of what? Control. The image or the dream will get, you'll feel like you're losing control. Who can relate? Who can relate to the fact that they hit loss of control before they started? They start going, oh my God, I'm so excited. And then they just stop because it just gets too terrifying. Our brain takes you there and you go, oh, this is too much for me. Okay? So the next one you're going to get to is control. Now, how you move through control, what do you think? I'm just going to sound so dumb. What do you reckon it is? Is anyone... It's really two things, and it's only two things. I'm not kidding. This actually saved two of my mates' lives who were soldiers. They didn't get taught this by a psychologist. It was the weirdest thing. Okay, so everyone stand up. I'm going to teach you something really basic. Your fingers, I want you to put on your hips, so your fingers are just there. I'm going to stand up so everyone can see this. But just here, on your hips. When you breathe, now people are going, I can't believe you're teaching me how to breathe. Did you know that the majority of people don't breathe properly? And you reduce your energy, your focus, your ability, your clarity. You kill off all your triggers, literally because you do not breathe correctly. So the first thing I taught these guys was, okay, dude, put your hands on your hip like this and just go. And you breathe really deep into your nose and you breathe to the point where you feel your thumb and your index finger expand. You breathe into it. And at first you'll go, fuck, I can't feel it. Okay, that's because you haven't been breathing correctly. And if you keep practicing that, you want to feel Buddha belly. You want to feel this whole segment of your body with air. Like... One breath will knock out your amygdala. Usually 1 to 2. Your amygdala is your fight or flight response. You breathe into that 2 to 3 deep breaths, you will knock him out or her out, whatever sex it is. Might be both. Okay? You breathe in and breathe out, all of a sudden your mind starts to calm because the minute you get overheated, you start breathing fast and you get frightened, your primitive mind goes, ugh, and wakes up. And it's game on. It goes all primitive. Remember, 300,000 years of hunting and gathering, you don't just shut that thing off because you weren't a smart person. That's why when something bad happens, what happens is your first immediate response? You get a sweat, hot, cold flushes, your body gets adrenaline, you wake up. That is a system built to survive, to keep you alive, to keep you moving, but we keep activating it the wrong way. So one of the things you've got to do is keep that bad boy under control. So when you get flustered, you get angry, you can't get clarity, just stand up and even before you get into an argument, like before you start playing baseball with someone you love, just take a deep breath, put your hands up, whatever it is you do this, whatever you need to do, just take a really deep breath and breathe out and then resume talking. And you need to do this with yourself because if you're having arguments in your own head, who here knows that their inner critic or their internal voice likes to talk some shit? Yeah, everyone here, even the guys are like, no, that doesn't matter to me. You're a fucking loser. What? I know men do it because I'm one of them. Because mine was a bastard, and so I got him into pattern. So simple, you can sit down now. That's it, control. When you say you lose control, the world doesn't actually care because the world keeps spinning and doing its thing. When you say you lose a sense of control, it's sense. It's your sense. It's a sense. 5 senses: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. So you might lose those. But you're not. You're just telling yourself that, and you're letting your fight or flight response to turn on. So is that just a simple thing you can do? I've literally had people come to me and go, it's really annoying. Out of all the stuff I've trained, that breathing was really good. I'm like, what about the other stuff? Like all the stuff that helps you build the money and like, no, the breathing. Because what happens? They couldn't even get clarity and focus. They've got all the acumen and the intelligence, but they couldn't breathe. They weren't allowing their brain to get there. Does this make sense? It's like running with a towel around your head. So it's a simple thing you can do. And then the last thing is, guess what it says? Remember I said about the vision? If your vision doesn't land on something to do with contribution, it will not come alive. You know why? Because no one but you will buy into it. That's why your vision has to encompass somebody else. And it can be family, but it needs to be something a little bit bigger. It can be, hey, I'm going to be a great mother for my family so that I can show other families how to be a great mother. Now you've just taken it 2 more steps. You can say, I'm going to be a great father, not so that my son had a great father, but so that my son can become a great father. So, 2 more steps again. What you want to do is, what is the ripple effect of what you're doing? As soon as you can see the what impact, your why wakes up. Because remember, everyone's why here is different. A why is not a big thing. It can be simple. It can be really simple. Like, your why might be, I just want to be a really great business owner. What's wrong with that? Nothing. Your why might be just, I want to play great golf on the weekend. Can he go to work on a Monday and... That's okay. Why? I just thought, where the fuck's that coming from? So his why can be, I want to be a great golfer. At the beginning of the week, and that can be the thing that gets him up in the morning. Yes. I know children, do you remember you guys, when we were little, on a Monday, if you're at school and you knew you were going to a friend's house on a weekend, you worked hard, you played hard, you were good to your mum and dad, and then you were hopefully not grounded before it fucking happened. And so you were getting excited as hell about something that wasn't happening that was 5 days away. But you knew you had to make sure your ducks were in a line, because if you crossed that line the wrong way, it was boom, in your room. And not in your room like with your fucking Xbox and TV and your phone. It was in your room, basement, chain around the ankle, here's some bread. Like, that's what it was like. That's what I remember. So, different families, different upbringing. So, so does everyone get this whole process? You've all got it. It's just you haven't been, not always. And I hate to say generalist comments like you haven't been doing something. You've all been doing this. It's just, have you been doing it in the right sequence? And this is all part of self-awareness. Because if you're not aware of these systems that are running you, then you've got no chance of hell of controlling them. That's why people go, it's not fair that they changed this, superannuation thing at 65. I'm like, well, you could have found out. Yeah, but I didn't know. Yeah, well, you didn't do it. Not knowing is not an escape clause to failure. Please get that. Like polar bear, black one, gone. Not an escape clause for failure. White bear, good. And just so I know, there is no racial profiling in that. I had someone say to me, Tim, you got to be really careful with your crowd with a white and black bear. I'm like, Anyone seen a white bear in a jungle? No, you don't. Okay, you see them, they're all black. So does everyone get this internal journey? Okay, it's real basic, simple is best. You get clarity, you can bet your bottom dollar the minute you get clarity, there's a challenge sitting right behind that bend. And when you accept that challenge, you can guarantee you'll feel confidence on the other side, and then there'll be a lack of control or a sense of control. Just breathe. You got this. That's what I would have to say to myself. Just breathe, man. Most people just go, and they don't breathe. No wonder your brain starts going fight or flight. And then you've got to make sure that when you do conquer or you do achieve something, you share it with others. Okay? So one of the things I'm going to start taking you through is one of my favorite frameworks. The highest frame is community. Okay? Many words can mean community, and I've given some for you. Okay? So in the context of you, let me just unpack this. The framework I'm giving you, right, what you've done there, the word community at the top. What is the community, the industry, the country, it can be the world, it can be a segment, it can be anything. What is the country or the community you wish to impact? Okay? So for me, it's now threefold. I've got 3 things I aim for. One is business mastery and business excellence within our academy, and I also want to look after leadership. And the third thing is I want to build businesses. So I'm going after 3 different industries. I want to go after the self-development industry, the leadership industry, and I'm going after the business excellence. It's like business excellence and innovation. So they're 3 things I really want to aim at, but they're different. Okay. So just for you, what's the one area you really want to impact? What's that community? Is it you want to change? You want to work with a video game company? I don't know. I'm just saying it. It could be a video game company. It could be an industry that you want to go serve. It could be whatever it is, a school. It could be a business you've heard of. It could be anything you want. What is it that you want to go impact? Does it make sense? So everyone in this room who has a business recognizes that you all have a community of people, whatever you label it as, that come to you for services, correct? Okay? So when you recognize that, you've got to go, wait a minute, if I've had 10 or more, if you've had one person buy from you, there's going to be someone else who wants to buy or wants to come to you. So you've got to work out what's that community or market you want to go into. And write it down. Even if you don't know, it's a great question that you should leave yourself. What is that market you want to go serve? So when I first left defense, guess what it was? I just wanted to work with defense guys. And I did. I worked with them for a year. And it was fucking hard. Because they don't have the money, they don't have the time. So I realized that, hey, my passion and purpose are not aligning. My passion is to help people, not just military guys. That's when I figured out that my purpose could be, hey, I just want to help people find out what their bigger game is and make sure they follow the how. That was what my purpose was. That's what I wake up feeling every day. But I ran the wrong way to begin with. I went all in defense. I didn't make it very far. It was very difficult. But now I'm finding that I'm getting further with it because I went and followed my function. Now, the difference between passion and purpose, key distinction. Is passion more ego? Yeah. Come on, let's go there. Like, I'm really passionate about, I love being able to create and draw and do things, but for me, it's not my craft. But it's something I want to do. I love playing and having fun, but not all the time is that the most useful. Purpose is what is the function you're performing right in this moment that is servicing something beyond you. Yeah? And what is it that you're doing with so much excellence that you love performing your function? It sounds really mechanistic, but the thing is, look at your body. Your blood cells aren't going, I wish I was a vein. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, they're doing their function. Your white blood cells are doing their function. Your neurobiology is doing its function. Your whole body is working as a system so that you can do what? Not just live. It's so you can live extraordinary and you can create and bring things to the world. So then if you bring that back in on yourself, your purpose is what? At this point, some of you, just to discover it. That's a great purpose. For some of you, you've got clarity on what you bring to the world and it's about scaling it. Yeah? So just notice that when mum goes home, her purpose is not to be business leader. Her function is be the best mum possible. Does this make sense, team? So notice your purpose can be fluid. Is it fixed? No. It can be completely fluid. The reason why you have different types of purposes is so that you can reach a different community. Does this make sense? I think you're doing really, really well. This is stuff that I would train an advanced room in and I would spend a lot of time. I'm kind of like speeding through it because I want to make sure you guys have a framework. And this is the only thing I really want you to get. That remember, this community, what does every community on this planet want? What's that? They want belonging? It starts with an R. They want belonging? Actually, no, you're dead right. They want belonging, significance, and contribution. They all want that. But if you were to wrap all of that up, all of that, keep putting it on a stick pile. It's the one thing Steve said he loves to help people get. Put rewards in it and results. It's results. Every community on this planet wants a result. And what's the result? It's business success. It's a dream. It's an outcome. It's health and well-being. It's self-mastery. It can be any. These are just words I put up. They're goals, spiritual depth. Notice that I've put one word up the top, but it can have many meanings. Why? Because what is the result? What does the result mean to you? People always say, leave me alone. That's a good result. So success. But then I'd have to unpack, what does success look like to him? So what is the result for you? Desire. Is that up there? Yeah. Oh no, so give me a word that's not there. Sorry. What's results to you? What does it mean to you? Accomplishment. So if I was talking to her and said, hey, look, in your business community, what they're all thinking is accomplishment. She's now more engaged because I've used her word. So now she's going to go, oh, people want to feel accomplished. Holy shit, I wasn't seeing it like that. But if I go, hey, they want to get results, she might be like, I don't know, it doesn't stick with me. I mean, I went into a meeting to get a proposal with a client and they used the weirdest word, but if I had used my word, I was screwed. I used the word resilience. She used the word centeredness. Like centeredness. And I thought, she goes, I don't like the word resilient. Don't like it. And I was like, I have this whole proposal. It's got resilience training on the front. I'm like, I will resubmit it tomorrow morning. I've noticed there's an error and I just professionally can't do that. Next morning I came in, I just went Control F, find, replace. It was like 27 words, resilience, all through the proposal. And I replaced all the sentences. She's like, you went and renamed it, didn't you? I'm like, I did. You used your word, I'm using your word. She's like, good. She goes, what did you have there before? I went, resilience. And she's like, wow, you ain't going to get it. She goes, just because of all that whole meeting, I thought, isn't that interesting? Use the words that your audience use, okay? So know your language of your client. Even if you want to walk up to him and go, even if he says success, and I go, no, mate, it's not success. It's about achievement. He's like, yeah, I get that. But all you've done is take away a word that they use and give them another one. That's not what you do to people. You find out why they use that word and you unpack it with them. So you go, yeah, I want to be successful. Okay, what does that look like, man? What does it feel like? What does it sound like? Oh, man, it's like this. And he explains it in depth. And I go, great. Now I'm learning his love language and his words. Now when I meet someone just like him, it's similar. I go, hey, who here would like to see success like dit. And all of a sudden you've got 20 people go, I want that. Because we're all very similar, but we use different words. Find out the words that they use. You can have powerful conversations. Okay? So that's why you got to find out, what does the world want first? I'm going backwards. Remember, you go, what you want doesn't matter. You've got to find out what the community wants. Okay? What does the world need and want? What's the result they want? Yeah? And then this is where it starts to get a little bit more businessy. Because for you to replicate a result more than once, what do you need? Systems. Fuck, you guys know this. So what has Stephen offered you? Why? Because there's two types of business owners. I'm just going to be really blunt about it. There are business owners that are scared about spending money. Why? Because, why? Because they don't have it. Yeah. Because they don't want to spend they don't want to spend the money for what reason? Fear of losing it. What else? Control, succeeding. What else? Can be that, not a clear enough vision. So when people get scarcity around money, it'll be because they don't know what to do with the spare time they've now got. Think about it. If you knew exactly what you were doing as a business owner, you spend money in order to go get the spare time you need. Think about it. As a business leader, you are going to spend money so that you can get time back. Whereas most of us try to hold money thinking that is the time you need. It's a big confusion between the two. So what you want to do as a business owner is spend money smart. You're not doing that. You're spending money so that you can get more time back to go do the things that get results. Okay? So if you don't understand systems, man, I'd be picking any of the guys' brains here or girls' brains, who, like even the dentist group. Like, you're like, oh, but I'm not a dentist. The back end will usually be the damn same. They'll have a database. They'll have procedures. They'll have software. They'll have an accounting platform. They will have a process from how they engage a client first day all the way through to delivering the promise, correct? They will have a follow-up procedure. How are your teeth, Mrs. Ann? I lost them. Like just stuff like that. Because if they, remember, you're not selling a thing. You're selling a thing with service, okay? So Just understand that you can look at other companies and organizations who have great systems and learn from them. Don't go looking at Apple, okay? That's a very big ecosystem. That'll just confuse the shit out of you because that's a big system, okay? Because they're achieving results all the time, but it's massive. It's a massive system. What you can start doing is just look at small things. Look at great coffee shops. Look at great restaurants. Look at the mayhem they can take in, and then it's calm. They have high tempo, low tempo. What kind of business are you? Are you flat? Are you bumpy? You got to work it out because then you all belong to some sort of industry. Okay? Look for the people who are leading in your industry, who are very bloody good at what they do, and work out, reverse engineer, what are the systems they would need in place to get the results they produce for their clients. Okay? And a system is what? Have a look. What does it say? Depth over width, clarity and confidence. It's exponential versus linear. I'm going to show you what this means. Replicate excellence. It allows you to get a result continuously. Short-term pain. See, a lot of you know how to get a result. Like, you know how to get a result, but you don't know how to replicate the result when you're not around. So what was one of the things that Stephen brought up before? Who was a lady? Who was it? Yeah. So you talk about passive income. I can tell you right now, that's bullshit. Do you know why? She had to build it all to get it there. So it was passive only because she did all the work. She didn't just go, sell me a website, plug in, money. It wasn't that. It was, she has to know her craft. Look, can I use you as a case study? Just real quick. What market do you work with? What kind of people do you work with? Small business, boom. That's an industry. SMB. Done. What kind of businesses do you love working with? One, businesses that have money and value, like, just really important distinction, have money, have clients, and take care of their team. 3 major things. Would you agree? Cool. So now she goes, they're the people I like to work with. So if you tick those boxes, you're a potential client for her. Now, if she can solve your problems, yeah, she can help you solve your problems, even if it has nothing to do with her business, guess what you think she can do for the future? Get you more results. Even if I don't do accounts and I help you with something to do with accounts, you're still going to ask me, what else can I offer? Now, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you to go see this lady because I don't. But do you see what I'm saying? When you solve a problem for somebody, they immediately think you can solve all their other problems. When you can describe the problem better than the client, you will become the automatic solution. That's why I'm saying write down all the pain you have because you have no idea how useful that will be. Because when you can describe what's happening to somebody, they go, how the fuck do you know me? I go, because I was there. I'm telling you all. The result that you want, you will get when you help others get it first. And you'll be able to get it over and over again. And you'll fall in love with one thing, the fact that you help others. So the result is about others, helping others. Building a business is building a system so you can get that result. Then what you do is you have skill. Like Stephen pointed out before, every single person in this room has some sort of skill. Okay? Some of you are great. Some of you are excellent at like drawing and bringing what's in your brain to paper. That's a craft. But he may not have the business acumen to build a business. Not a problem. Not a problem. Because how many people are in this room? Approximately 30, 40, 50? So skill set is what? Strength amplifies, weaknesses covered. But what if you found the right skill in your business? What if you found it? Who here has hired the wrong skill sets before? What does it cost the business? A lot. And usually the money is the bit that annoys you, but it's more a fact that you wasted so much time and energy. Because you can't get your time back. You can always go make money. You said, that's what you said. And you can't, you can't. Yeah, that's a really annoying thing in this country. Yeah, we'll get there one day. Trump will get over here. So, team, this area here is right people on the bus. 2 is greater than 1. But what I want you to appreciate is that this team part, your team is what will allow you to cover your weaknesses, your strengths cover their weaknesses, okay? You get skill. When you have the right team, firing in the right cylinders, skill turns into capability. Please know the difference. I'm skilled as an individual, But if I got to work with you, we would form a capability because we bring so much more to offer. So that's why in the team of a business, it doesn't matter who's in your business, how deep they are in the back end or the front end, every single person has something to offer your client. I don't care if they're just someone who looks after files. I want to find out how that person looks after files, how they think, how they talk, how they walk. I want to make sure that they know they're special, and I want them to figure that out, because if they can do that and replicate it, guess what? We can put that into a system and show the clients how to file their shit. And if you can go, hey, one of my admin staff's going to come around and help you file your order, they go, oh my God, you're the best. Do you know what I mean? So you can find capability anywhere. Now, where does it all start? You. So if we would put it together, every single one of you has 1, 3, and 5. 1, 3, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Every single one of you here has a you. Every single you has a skill. Every person in this room has achieved a result. Every single one of you. That is called a linear approach. See you later, mate. High five. Yeah. Remember to watch the recording. So 1, 3, and 5. Every single one of you doing this will constantly get a linear outcome if you don't implement 2. The minute you get the right people around you, what happens? What happens to this table? What happens when you get the right people around you? Amazing. What do? You surf in a team? Do you run a paintball business? Is it local here? Really? Leave your business card on the table, please. Yeah, because I would love to bring some of the corporate clients I've got there, just have them shoot the shit out of each other. It'd be so much fun. Serious, please leave your business card there. Your paint is their pain. I love that. So team, does everyone get that? So when you get the right people, now don't go looking for people if you don't know what it is you want to bring to the world. So that's when you get unstuck. You start getting around people who do what? The same thing you're doing. Oh yeah, let's get excited, let's go do stuff, let's talk about it, but we won't actually go do the work or realize what we're actually aiming for. Who's ever been around people like that? Where you get around people that are just like you, very passionate, but they don't actually know their purpose, which is very fucking dangerous, because you'll waste a lot of time and energy and potentially money when you'll go nowhere. So sometimes being around the right people means that they don't actually have this passion that you want, but they're very clear on their purpose. Get around people for purpose, not just passion. Okay. So one of the things is when you get the right team, guess what happens to your skill? Does it go up or down? It goes up. And guess what happens when you put a system in place? You can get the result, but the system actually aggregates and amplifies the skill and the team. But guess what? If you get the wrong team and wrong systems, you actually do the complete opposite. The complete opposite occurs. You get the wrong people around you, man, you waste time, you waste money, your skill gets diminished, it gets undermined. Now, team doesn't mean just in your business. It can be the people you spend time with. If you're spending time with the wrong people, I mean, this is a special crowd. I've been told to pull this type of group in Wollongong is you are hyper unique. You're unique. Not like a snowflake, but you're unique people. So you need to be very aware of the people like this that you attract, because this is really important you get it. I'm not saying that for any other reason, that notice who you brought in the room, the type of people that want to go forward and grow their business and go achieve results and serve a community. Focus on attracting those types of people and you'll have no shortage of having good conversation and learning rapidly. If you hang around the wrong people, you're going to have a really shit time. Okay? And they'll feel real good that you're not doing much either. Okay? So does this make sense? But ultimately, where do you have to land? Community. Because why is a community the ultimate step? Because if you serve one person and they talk about you, you've got now 2. I want everyone to get their fucking calculator out. I'm going to show you a game. Everyone pull their calculator out. Anyone play the 18 holes of golf? I love this. It's actually how it happens. It's called 18 holes of golf. So everyone do 1 times, just go 1 times 1. Wait, has everyone got their calculator out? Or their iPhones with their calculator, sorry? Sorry. Someone's like, well, let's put my big calculator. So 1 times 1 is what? 1. So that represents the first hole. When you serve one person, you've served one person. But what if between hole 1 and hole 2, They talked about the result you helped them get. Times it by 2 and press equals. What does it say? 2. Okay, cool. Now what if you serviced 2 people and they both loved what you did and they went and found 1 person? Press equals. You now got 4. Now I'm going to keep track. Don't all go and mash it. We're at whole what? 3? Now press equals. That's whole 4. Now press equals again. Whole 5. Press it again. 6. Again. 7. Again. 8. What's the number say? 128. Now press it again. Go to 9. Press it again and go to 10. Now shit's getting real. Using that formula, we got a 360. We're not there yet. We're not at 512. We'll get there. But now, that's at 10. Now press equals again. Now go to 18. Trust me, just keep clicking it. I'll tell you when to stop. 131 is whole 18. Now you understand how videos go viral, posts get likes. That's how the whole system works. It's the 18 whole effect. Really? With what? So you on the side of a caravan, you can create a custom image. That would be sick. Have you thought of taking that to America? Good on you. And it's just, but then people go, oh, that would be great to have that problem. I'm like, it's a problem. Because when you've got that many people trying to get something off you and you don't have the system yet and capability to provide it, you get what's called angry fish syndrome. Because they come looking for the meat and it's not there and they go, well, we're just going to go away now. And it's true. People go, that's why I say, if you can get really clear with creating a problem to bring that many people towards your business, then your next problem is how do you service and sustain it? Because who knows is one thing getting something, it's another thing keeping it. Sorry. Okay? So I just wanted to take you through that model because I'll just go back. Simple. Really, really simple, team. How simple? So simple, you can just walk away and do nothing. That's how simple it is. It's like breathing. It's so simple, you may not do it properly. So what I want you to recognize is that you've all got the first place, and you've also got number 2, you've also got number 3, you've also got number 4, and you've also got number 5. So you've actually got everything. You all in this room have a business or a business idea where you can provide an offering to some community in the world that has at least 100 plus people that would buy it. Now, if you have something to offer somebody, example. Show me your image. This is what, he's been listening, but this is what he draws. Like, this dude's an artist. So what's another one? He just draws what comes to his head. I'm like, dude, that's a craft. It's an art. So the beautiful thing about this is, the thing about it is that how much would you pay someone to draw you an animated version of you? Just for fucking having a cool image. What would you pay? Seriously, what would you pay? I'd pay $50, straight up. I would pay you $50 to draw an animated version of me. It would be sick. It'd be sick. Now, do the maths in the room. 50 times 50? Yeah, it's $2.5 grand. I'm not kidding. That was the first thing I thought of. I would engage you immediately just to do an animated version of all my clients in my business. There's 300 of them. But the thing is, then you got to go fucking draw it. But the thing is, why not? But he didn't have the business acumen. Hey, that's okay. No one did at the start. But if he finds the right team, guess what he gets to focus in on? He gets to focus on doing what he fucking loves while I do what I love. And then he goes, well, how do I get it out to the world? I go, build a system. Go find one community, pitch it to it, see if you can service it, offer it to some small communities, see who buys it, get clear on your message, and then go, hey, pitch it to a different community, get another result, and just play with it. But all he wants to do is draw. All I want to do is teach and train. That's what I love. I love watching people grow. I love companies growing. I love watching people develop. So I just built a system that I could replicate. So that was just a live, simple example of something in the room. So, I'm only one person away from someone you could talk to, Ross Hansen. He would be able to take that bangers and mash huge, that idea. Like, I don't know if you want a bigger problem, but, you could go there. But what you need to, what has to happen is there's some decisions you have to make today. Yeah? So not decisions in just a mental plane. So what I want to leave you with is, what are the 3 decisions you are making today? What are those 3 decisions? Just work on it, just for now. What are those 3 decisions? What are those 3 decisions? And they're decisions that may scare you, that may be uncomfortable, that may be hard, but make the decision. It may be to connect with a particular client. It may be to get started. I want you to get hyper specific around that decision. Write it down. Just tell me when you're there. I need to go look at my mouth. I think I bit myself. I did. Yeah, bit myself. That's why I said I got to walk off stage and go check my mouth. I just bit myself. So hungry. So, team, you're doing really, really well. How's everyone's heads? Yep. So, one of the things is I get really excited when I get to share stuff with you, not because I get to talk with you, but I look forward to hearing what Stephen shares back to me in a couple of weeks, months, or whatever, about what you guys did with what you did over these 2 days. Okay? So, just respect moving forward that even with what I've shared with you, you're still going to go, but I don't fully know the model. That's not an excuse not to try and give it a crack. It's like I didn't really fully know how to ride a bike either once. You fell off. You're not going to die. It's not like you're going to try and draw this at home and fall off your chair with a busted face. Okay, that's not happening. I mean, if that happens, I'd be really curious to know what you're doing. But the new decisions, what are those 2 to 3 new decisions you have to make today? Today, not tomorrow. It may be you need to get cloth tape and wrap your fucking Xbox up and stick it in a cupboard. Whatever is distracting your time and focus, you need to remove from your environment. If you go home and there is something that irritates you or wastes your time, get rid of it. You can, mate, there's so many things you can do with kids. To the basement. So just work out what those 2 to 3 things are. Really, really critical. So, my challenge to you all is in, what's today's date? 24th. Okay, so what you're going to do, you don't even need to do it, because if you don't do it, then it'll show. But what you can do, if you choose to, is you ought to write down what is the one proof you're going to provide Stephen in 2 weeks that this wasn't a waste of your time, that you didn't waste our time. Okay? 2 weeks. 2 weeks. In 2 weeks' time, what will be evidence that you can share with this room that you have used our time properly? And yeah. And it has to do something to do with not, hey, I sat down and read some more books. It was, hey, based on the discussions that were shared, the insights that were discovered, I actually implemented and found my first client. Or I went and had powerful conversations with 2 people that I've been scared of having it with. Like, it can be that basic because it's the small things you're doing that matter, team. 2 weeks. Because I'll check with Stephen, I'll just flag it. I'll make sure your name's on our list. And I go, not someone that's a fit. We usually call, just so everyone understands, I get a bit colourful with my language, but we have 2 types of profile in our company CRM. It's NAF and then NAF. So a NAF is someone who's just not a fit. If you get classified as a NAF, you're a non-actioning fuckwit. Yep. So we just flag it in the business. We go, if they're a NAF, they're just not a fit. They just don't fit with us. That's okay. That's normal. You're not trying to get everyone. But if we have someone who comes in the business who takes information and does nothing with it, we go, you're a NAF. And we actually give them a little reward. and go, you've been awarded NAF. And you have to keep it until such time that you action something. And they just go, oh, crap. It hurts, but man, do they take action real quick. And they go, thank you. Not our people ever. Well, we had one in the army. It was never to command troops. Nopes is good. So, I'm not going to go into this. Oh, no. Okay. So this has been really fun. I've actually been really looking forward to sharing with you, and I'm really glad that on a Friday you guys actually were really engaging, considering I don't know any of you. But what I want to do is leave with you my top 10 things that I think you just got to do. I think it sounds really, people say, how'd you do it? Like, no matter what you guys do and girls do moving forward, please know that you've got to embrace uncertainty and have faith. There's more. There's way more. That ask more beautiful questions. Like when you go to ask someone, man, example, I was having a conversation. What was your name again? Sebastian's going on, he was telling me about something that was going on for him. I said, yeah, but Sebastian, what do you love doing? I don't want to hear his story. I just want to find out what he loves doing. Because as soon as I get him into that state of what he loves doing, guess what he looks like? He lights up. He goes, man, I love this. And he shared with me fuck, you're drawing something else that's so sick. So I'm going, this is wicked. And he's going, yeah, but I don't know if I know this. And I'm like, I don't give a shit. Tell me what you're good at. Oh, I'm actually really good at this. I'm like, that's amazing. Because the whole point is, I'm going to ask a more beautiful question. Now, he's not a client, but he's a human being. Talk to people and ask more beautiful questions. Most of you will go into a conversation and be fearful of asking the question you have not yet asked yourself. Yeah? Makes sense? So you go up to someone and go, what do you want? They go, I don't know. You go, no, what do you really want? And they turn around, what do you want? You go, actually, I don't know. I'm just hoping to find out what yours is. Just have fun. Be cool with the uncertainty. Because what will happen is if you admit to somebody that you don't know what you want, they kind of go, wow, how come you're so confident about admitting that? They get confused. And then guess what? They will be inspired by you. Sounds backwards, but it happens a lot. People just admit they don't know. It still instills confidence. They go, I don't know, but I will find out. They go, okay. Versus, I don't know. Big difference. Commit to mastery. What do I mean by that? I'm not into self-development. I'm into mastery. Every single person in this room, from the minute you are born to the minute you choose to exit, if you choose to, is you must commit to mastery. You must commit to your mastery of who you are. The greatest challenge you will ever overcome is yourself. That's why I always love that game. What are the top 3 challenges you're facing right today? Make sure you go look in the mirror, because it's all you're versing is you. Your time is money. Money is time well spent. Remember that. Endless pursuit of excellence. If you aimed for excellence versus success, success will come. So if you need to mow the lawn, you mow that fucking lawn. You mow it so good. Okay? If you're baking cookies, you bake those cookies and you eat them with excellence. I don't care what you do. But you do everything with excellence. You go to the gym, you work out hard. You got to run, you run hard. If you read that book. It sounds intense, but I can tell you right now, it's amazing what happens when you do things with excellence versus paying them off. Because whatever you pay off, you will pay for later. Powerful conversations every day. Make it a rule to have a powerful conversation at least once a day. Once a day. You have to have an endless student-like mindset and a childlike curiosity. Be always learning and be open like a child. When someone tries to tell you something and you think you know, stop yourself and just listen, because you may fucking learn. Give, then get. Give, then get. Whatever you want to get, give 3 times as much first. It's like, just listen to it. When people talk to you, let them talk, ask another question, let them talk, ask another question, let them talk, and then they'll be like, and then you can talk. And they will have given you everything you need to know to talk with them about. It's beautiful. Train your body and mind religiously. If your mind is where your dreams are created, your body is what will get you there. Okay? Look after it. Look after it. I mean that. 10, declare war on average and status quo, which means you probably should start with yourself in any area. If there is something you suck at, outsource it. If there's something that you're meant to be good at, get great at it. If you're around people who are status quo and mediocrity focused and they like playing it safe, get the fuck away from them. Please. Get away from them. And by the way, that's not you being better. That's you showing care about your future. There's a big difference. Just because I don't hang out with my mates from high school doesn't mean I don't love them. I show love through action. Okay? Last two, commit to your dream and get creative. And then obviously, my favorite one, which Rowdy's not here to hear, play a bigger game. So team, welcome to the next level, and thank you for having me here. It was fucking awesome.